Greetings, YouTube. Today I'm going to talk about the Goonies. Apparently, it's the anniversary, which is complete and utterly happenstance. I wasn't aware of that until I saw it today online. But the Goonies is a classic example of the coming-of-age story. The moment when someone makes a transition, or in this case, more than one someone, a group of someones, makes the transition from childhood to adulthood. And at that moment in time, when they're looking forward to what they're going to be, but they haven't forgotten who they are and what they've been, where you can still believe, even for a minute, that you can find a treasure map in an attic and follow it and actually find a pirate ship. So you can't take the Goonies all that seriously. It is in many regards a full-blown real-world Scooby-Doo adventure before there was a full-blown real-world Scooby-Doo adventure. I actually haven't seen the Scooby-Doo movies. I have no idea if they're any good, but I have a hard time imagining they would be more fun to watch than the Goonies. I will freely admit that I had a thing for Martha Plimpton. I thought that she was just the ultimate nerd girl, right up there with Velma. I just loved the way she pulled off the whole descending voice and the voice of reason that was going on this entire time, and yet she still went along. Partly because of her friend was there, but partly because I think she wanted to. She wanted to still to believe, you know? So I can't imagine anyone who's seeing this video today has not seen this movie. It is just a hoot from beginning to end. You've got over-the-top, colorful bad guys. You've got a silly Scooby-Doo-like adventure. Rube Goldberg-type traps and things that, of course, would never work in the real world. But they're wonderful to watch and to try to figure out, and they were just so much fun. And, of course, you get to save the day because they actually get to save some of the treasure. They use it to keep their homes and keep the Goonies from being separated and broken up by moving off to different places. It was a pleasure to watch. My wife and I watched it last Friday, and the first time I'd seen it in years, maybe almost 20 years. And we watched it with commentary. Now, I found the commentary on this DVD fascinating because it was completely lively. It was wonderfully upbeat. They had the director and the entire cast of the Goonies. Every single actor that played a Goonie in that movie was in that studio. And when I mean in that studio, I mean they actually had the image on the screen go down into the corner, and you could see the entire cast sitting there with their headphones on, with their mics, their cups of coffee, or I'm assuming it's coffee, and their little snack trays, actually talking about the movie while they were watching it. And then the film would go back up to full screen. And they did this several times over the course of the DVD, so you actually got to see the people interacting with each other and you know, joking. And frankly, none of the actors in this have really made it as big as Josh Brolin, who played the older brother. In fact, he has his movie Jonah Hex being released this summer. We'll see if it does as well as the Goonies, but I doubt it will. I saw a comic routine recently, and someone asked the character of Jonah Hex if he felt it was prophetic that his film actually has a train wreck in it. I guess we'll see. But it was interesting to see how he's aged, and to see all of them how they've aged. And a lot of them didn't have great or long careers. They haven't. The number of them haven't done a lot after the Goonies, and you know, Josh Brolin's one of the exceptions. And of course, Martha Plimpton is a little deeper than some of the other actors. I think she's really kind of expanded her repertoire and has put a little more depth into her career, I think, in some ways. And that's not just the fanboy talking. I looked her up on IMDb. So, if you enjoyed The Goonies 25 years ago, I recommend seeing it again today, and I recommend listening to the commentary track, because it's well worth it to listen to the problems they had, you know, and just the very bright interaction between these people. It was a lot of fun to listen to them enjoying themselves, talking to each other, and goofing off and laughing. It was just a really nice time. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I picked this up. This is one of the ones I picked up at a yard sale recently. I think I paid $2.50 for it. So, you know, money well spent. So enjoy the anniversaries of Goonies. It's well worth it.